Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 18th episode of the PokéSells Official Podcast. My name is Rocco Mitchell. I'm your host, and I am here today with another Nashville local. I love doing it all with all these Nashville peeps. It's just great to get to highlight the community. Today we have another vendor who I've bought stuff from, and actually one of my first big slab purchases was from you. So thank you for
Cool.
giving me the slabs. But today I have my friend Chrales Parks. And if you could just introduce yourself for those that might not know you.
Yeah, my name's Charles. I am a content creator. That's what I do for my job. And then I just love doing this Pokemon stuff on the side. It's a fun hobby for me. So,
Yeah,
pretty much what I do.
cool. No, that's really cool. And it's funny because I first saw you at the December trade day, where I kind of saw everyone. That was like a huge networking event for me, as well as selling. Um, I don't think we talked. I think you had just come back from your big rocket thing, and you were like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, the big deal I did.
yeah." When you went to
Yeah, that
Nebraska,
was huge.
yeah,
That was the biggest deal I've ever done. I think it was, there was this guy I met on eBay and we just started talking and he was like going through some hard times or something and he had like lost some money in crypto or whatever. And so we connected and he had all these rocket cards and I was like, these are like the coolest cards. I actually have some of them still like
mm-hmm.
right here with me, you know. And I was like, I want them. And we worked out a deal and I flew out to Nebraska and paid a whopping $32,000 for like the whole EX Team Rocket set, which is a huge set. Now, like I've sold most of the EXs now, but those alone are worth, oh my gosh, it's way too much money. I don't see how they're up as high as they are now. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Especially with the new rocket set coming out.
I think that's what did it. I really do. I think that's why I was like, okay, the new Rocket set's coming out. This would be a great purchase. I love these cards. They're really sick.
Mhm.
So it's like the best of both worlds. So it's
Yeah.
made a little money. I like the collecting side of it too, even more than the vending side because I just love these cards. Like they're so I don't know. It's really fun for me.
No, yeah, and for me, that's an era that obviously was before I was born, but that's an era
Mhm.
that I very much enjoy. Was that early EX stuff? Just because one of my favorite cards is the Blastoise, the old Blastoise EX, where it's just like him in like that dark background, and it's just that like goofy like early 2000s
Yeah.
like 3D aspect, and
Yeah,
it's
is that like the fire red one? Is that
yeah,
yeah.
I can
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
can
cool.
put it up on here. Blastoise EX.
Yeah, because they're kind of like three-dimensional and they look kind of like you're saying, they look a little goofy.
Yeah. Let's see here. There. Sure. This guy.
Oh, yep, yep,
I love
exactly.
this card.
I
That
know that one.
yeah. He
Dang.
yeah, I love that card. And something that I was gonna say is I was looking at some of the charts and TCG reading TCG player articles about like movers and shakers and whatever. And it was the Rocket Sneasel, which has I think this week it's gone up like crazy just because it's a really cool card, and two, it's just part of the Rocket hype and everyone's
I
kind of getting
know.
it right now. So
They're
that's
all flying up. The Japanese ones and the English
mhm.
version. I think it's Rocket Gang Strikes Back and then Team Rocket Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I someone was in the Facebook group. Someone was posting about him. I think he had a lot, but then he sold most of them, and I think he had
Yeah.
like Snorlax left.
Yep. So that was my Snorlax. That's what I bought from that guy in December. I've been slowly like selling off
Mhm.
those that Snorlax, that Suicune, that Dragonite, all was stuff that I sold back then. And funny enough is I actually bought the Suicune and the Dragonite back from him.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
You
Because I
sold.
sold them like months ago and I was like, dang, they've really flown up. But I also really like the cards. And I was like, I sold all my English EXs and then jumped back into Japanese because like you could get like the English versions are like almost 10x what the
Mhm.
Japanese cards are. And so you can afford so much more in the Japanese market right now, which I think is honestly a great play. And not for everyone because, it's not as marketable, I guess. You can't sell it as easy, but for me as a collector, I can collect Japanese all day.
Yeah.
It's some of my favorite cards.
I I think that's really, and I agree with that. You have the Gold Star, right? Or the Gen 3 starter or Gen 2 star, I don't
Is it
remember.
this one?
Yeah,
Oh, not the
no,
Flareon. The
no,
Torchic.
yeah, the Torchic and the Mudkip and the Trico.
Funny enough, those actually sold last week.
Okay. Oh,
I
that's cool.
had the Mudkip, Torchic, and Trico in a
Mhm.
sequential pair, PSA 10, and in Japanese. And it was at Atlanta Collecticon. I had them out. I had no intention to sell them, so I just kind of said like an arbitrary number whenever someone asked me how much it cost. I was like $20,000, which is over market, but it's like a sequential pair. It's probably I'm wouldn't doubt it was the only one of its kind in existence, like all three together sequential. And the guy said yes. And it took him about a month and he paid. And I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this deal now.
Crazy.
Like, it was crazy. Like, that's like, I got out really good and I can like buy whatever card I really want now or just like pay down my house.
Yeah,
Like, like that's a crazy part about this job or this like hobby too, is it blows up like it does. And you can like provide for your family if you need it. It's kind of crazy.
no, that's 100% true.
Mhm.
And that's something that for me, I really enjoy about it is because for me, my like goal is to like onboard it into like, probably after high school, like do like be a traveling vendor,
Yeah.
like doing collecticons and big shows and stuff like that. But then onboard that into some type of like shop. That is what I really enjoy doing, or some LGS. And yeah, no, it's true. Like you can make good money doing it. And for
Yeah.
me, it was like in the beginning, it was like, okay, like I wasn't like doing crazy. I was just selling stuff on eBay and all that type of stuff. But now, like by meeting a whole bunch of people and doing shows and all that type of stuff, I've really started to like understand it. And now with Abe and us doing like our own shows, now we're kind of like it's just kind of like not taking over, but it's kind of understanding every general aspect of it.
Mhm.
um, it's really fun. I enjoy doing it, and it's cool when like my friends at school or whatever, they're like, "Oh yeah, like how's the thing going?" or whatever. Um, and or someone asks me like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I run a Pokemon business," and they're like,
Mhm.
"That's super cool," and
Yeah.
it's just cool. Um,
Another cool thing you're doing, and I think you're on a really good path for that, is building a brand.
mhm.
Like a brand is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, especially in this like generation that we're in. Like a big marketing piece for yourself for like long-term sustainable like money and like just providing for yourself is building a brand that you can market and sell to people.
Yeah,
Like that's probably that's what I've done myself, and I think a lot of creators out there, if you can build a good brand, you've made it pretty much, because you'll have years of loyalty.
yeah. No, that's
So you're on that path, dude.
yeah, it's cool. It's
Hmm.
funny because I what was it? The reason I because I hit 1,000 followers on Instagram this weekend, which was a really cool milestone. It was a goal that
Hmm.
I had for the month, and I was able to do it. And who was it? I put something on my story, and I was like, "Oh, should I start doing PokéSells merch?" Just like a question to get like was like engagement and stuff like that, just like a poll or whatever. And my friend Arvin, go to polls. He texted me. He was like, "Build, wait, like you said, like build your brand first a little bit more." And I was like, "Okay." And it really got me to lead to this idea that I had, where I wanted to do it in the summer, but then I was like, "Okay, let me start doing it." He was like, I told him the idea, which was like the daily reels I've been doing,
Hmm.
or short form or whatever. And
Yeah.
he's like, just start doing that now. And I was like, okay, cool. So I did like the first one the next day, and it's really cool to have like that type of content like does really well.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm sure you know that, but
Hmm.
and then who was it? I don't want to say the name wrong. I feel like it's not Alex Ketchum, but it's the Alex.
I think I know
Uh,
who you're talking about.
yeah. Oh, Alex Hodges.
Hmm.
He's in a group chat that I'm in on Instagram, and he was talking, and he like DM'd me, or I DM'd him, and he like said something on it, and I was like, oh, thank you for all this, like you telling me and all the like just thanking him. And he's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Like he was like really good. Like yeah, don't worry. Um, and something that I learned from him is kind of like making stories, because like
Yeah.
humans are like people that we love stories. We love like
Hmm.
an anime arc, or we love a storybook or whatever,
Hmm.
and kind of putting that into short form content for like consumers and stuff like that is
Oh
like a
yeah.
really good marketing skill.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know if you
It's
have.
like easy digestible content right now works really well, And I think we do have like the case of the, TikTok rot brain a little bit. So like if you can grasp someone's attention in under like 30 seconds to a minute and they watch the whole video, like that retention is what makes stuff go viral and what keeps people watching. Like I think I know the guy you're talking about. He's the one who like kind of tells stories and opens packs and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Like he does a really good job about like, starting with high energy, telling you what's going to happen, doing the thing, and then everyone's waiting for that last piece, which is why the retention's so good, why the videos go bigger,
mhm.
and then they find the piece and the video's over.
Yeah,
And that's like the thing with creating is getting your retention and engagement is like
yeah,
what's gonna make or break your career in the social media space pretty much.
no, no, that's true. And so I know you do content,
Mhm.
um, and obviously you have the Hobby Heroes thing, which you do now,
Yeah,
which is like your Pokemon thing. But then you also
yeah,
had like you have a just Charles Parks, right? I think on like
yeah. I
YouTube.
have Charles Parks. Yeah, I have
Um,
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of it. Yeah.
so what what kind of like started you in like doing that type of content creation? Because it's kind of like a personal brand, right? Or like something that
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It started out, I moved to LA after I graduated college and I started doing acting and I did acting in Nashville, then moved out to LA to do acting to pursue it. And then COVID hit and I was making my own videos around then, like starting to like just funny comedy videos and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And then 2020 happened. LA just shut down, dude. You could not. I remember trying to go play basketball with my roommates. We lived together, and they were like, "You can't be out here. You're gonna get fined." Like cops would come up to you, so you couldn't even be outside when you're in LA. So I decided at that point I was gonna move back to Nashville and like kind of figure out life because acting didn't really pop off, but I loved making videos. And so one of my friends mentioned to me that like, hey, you should start making videos on Facebook. And this was like 20. This was a little mid to late 2020, and I was like, sure, let's do it. I love making videos. So I started making like these funny videos with my friends, with my mom, my sister, and all that stuff. And that's kind of what started it off. And it started growing pretty quick. And then we started doing random cooking videos, like just being goofy. And then we started doing more cooking videos. And somehow I turned into a cooking page. Like
Yeah,
we make a lot of cooking videos and we'll make random content too, but like
yeah.
cooking is like the main thing. I don't know how it happened. I never expected it to, but we grew that Facebook page to like 2.2 million followers and we've just been uh grinding ever since at it.
Yeah, that's so
So it was
cool.
a funny dynamic going from like comedy videos, like real like kind of like funny cinematic type stuff to doing these like goofy cooking videos, but
Yeah,
you know, hey, it pays the bills. You know what I mean? So it works out.
yeah. No, that's super. That's awesome, and yeah, I've seen some of that. And then I think it was like some not Lego, but it was like some bucket
Oh my
thing that you
gosh,
guys did with like
we
you
did
guys.
this. We did this box game where I told my friends, it was my sister and two of my friends, and I said, I'm not going to tell you where these things are, but I put like Legos, all kinds of stuff in boxes, and we were going to jump on them.
Mhm.
And that video wound up going to like 600 million views or something like that. it was the most insane. It went like very viral. But that's our biggest video that we've ever done, is
Yeah,
that Lego video.
yeah. I saw it was really good. It's
Yeah.
really really funny. And no, that's super cool that you've been able to do that and kind
Mhm.
of um, live out that dream and
Yeah.
do. I mean, if cooking videos works, if that's the niche that you do, and then that's it. And
Hey, if it pays the bills, dude, and then I can do this Pokemon stuff for
Mhm.
fun. Like, I'll do that all day. Like this
Yeah.
is like it's a major blessing to be able to have a career where you can kind of do whatever you want.
Mhm.
That's like, I think that's everyone's dream right now, is the flexibility to live the life they want. And so
Yeah.
it's definitely a blessing and a luxury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super cool. So
Yeah.
what got you into doing Pokemon like that, or has it?
Well, funny enough, it's evolved. I mean, I collected as a kid, of course, like all of us, like base set, jungle, fossil, and then I think I did a couple neo sets, and then you just kind of fell out of it. That was kind of how it was. But in 2020, I it's a crazy little story. I was like, since moving back from LA, I didn't have any of my community or my friends anymore. And
Mhm.
so I kind of fell back into Pokemon. Like, everyone was like excited about it. And it's like, oh, I just got into it. I kind of used it as a crutch to kind of get through a really hard time for me, honestly, because I like moved here, lost all my friends that I felt like my community was all in LA, and I had to make new friends. And as an adult, you're in high school, but as an adult, it's like, it feels like a lot harder to make friends, because
Mhm.
once you got kids, you got everything. You're not like, it's hard. And so moving back was really hard, and I jumped into Pokemon. I think Celebrations was my first set that I like came back into, and
Mhm.
also I did Pokemon Go and all that. That
Mhm.
was fun. But like, Celebrations was my first big set, and I started collecting again, and got married. And then another big catalyst that kind of did is, like, my mom passed away, and I just needed something to like throw myself into.
Mhm.
I was doing videos, but like, Pokemon was something like, it had a piece of my heart. Like, it
Mhm.
was something that was like giving me a little bit of comfort. And also, it's like, you're spending money on stuff, and you get a little, when you spend a little money, you get a little happy too.
Mhm.
It was just it was like a perfect storm for me to get back into collecting, with just all that stuff happening. And I just was like, yeah, this is for me. And then the video stuff didn't start till like December of last year, because I was like, I'm making these cooking videos. I was getting kind of tired of it, honestly. Like, I was like, after the like 1300th cooking video, I was like, I got to do something different. So I was like, yeah, I know how to make content, not for Pokemon content, but I was like, I know how to make content. I know how to make viral videos. Why don't I just try this? And I saw that vending was like a thing that was popping up. So I was like, oh, I'll try this. And I love the like, kind of what we're not in person, but I love the in person interaction. Like,
Yeah.
that's so much fun to me. And then like, the sales side is fun too. And just getting to collect cool cards. You get to see a lot more when you're out and about. And so I was like, this is awesome. I had a lot of fun doing it. It got me, meeting a lot of cool people in the community, like you and Jackson and Anthony, and just like, so many, like, a lot of those guys they're really cool. And yeah, I think that was the biggest thing, is it was like a community, helped me got through a really hard time. That's why I feel like I love giving back to the community too, like giving away free stuff or whatever, because it's like done so much for me, this
Mhm.
community has. And so it's like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a really cool hobby.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's that's awesome. It's a great story.
Mhm.
And I'm happy that you have a community here. And very same thing for me. It kind of um, like at school, like I've always wanted to like do something like larger than myself. Do a
Of
brand, do a business,
course.
something like that. Um, but in the environment that I was at school, it's kind of like people didn't really like. They were like, oh, whatever. Like they're gonna go do something else after school, and I was like, I was in the summer. I'm like, this summer I'm just gonna go all in and do something. And my
Yeah.
mom was like, you should do Pokemon. I was like, okay, cool. Like obviously I had been collecting stuff like that, and my brother and I
Yeah.
have done competitive. Um, not like pro competitive, but we've played competitive together.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You should start selling cards." And I was like, "Okay, let's start
Mhm.
doing it." And I started doing it, and immediately, like, first kind of being faceless and stuff, but then I went to the national, and I met Abe and I met Tyler, and then they immediately like just like took me in and were like, "Let's just run it. Let's just do all
Mhm.
this stuff." And it's, I don't know, like what, been like 5 months later, and I'm I've been like completely like transformed by the community, and like how like everyone has like been super cool, super accepting. Um, like they're like, "Oh, you're 16? That doesn't matter." Like, like, come on, like just have fun, do
No,
whatever.
there's
Yeah.
some of the guys like I didn't even know how old you were, but there's some other guys that are 16 too that I had no clue, and they're
Yeah.
slinging some cards,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
There's
Lucky,
a
yeah,
lot.
Lucky was. I had Lucky on 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah,
I thought he was like 20, because to me he looked like a college
he
student
looks
or
like a grown man
yeah,
out there, but he's 16.
yeah. And he was like, "Oh yeah," he was like, "I'm 16." I'm like, "What?" I thought I was the only one like this age doing it,
I know
and
that's cool that you have someone that's like your age doing it too.
yeah,
It's like,
well, yeah,
y'all have like a little like not like a competition, but you got like a frame of reference with each other. Like,
yeah. And he was like, having him tell me like, "Hey, I was doing this a year ago. You're gonna like," and how I'm like, "I'm not doing all the stuff you're doing. You're gonna pass me in a year." Like, and like I've
mhm.
had like Jackson tell me that and all that type of stuff. Like Jackson's like, "By the time you're my age, like you'll like my collection's not gonna look like anything." And hearing all that is like, okay, I guess
Yeah.
we have to go. I have to see that through. But what I was gonna say is like, and I've talked to Jackson and like Abe and all these people, and
Mhm.
they're like, "Yeah, we're like, it's not like it's just a different community." And they're like, "Why would you like look up to us and all this stuff?" And I'm just like, "Well, because you guys literally like changed my life with all these Pokemon cards." So I definitely get with like giving back and all that stuff. And I was gonna say about what I love about your content, um, is like you're very real. Like very, it's not like, picture perfect or whatever. Like it's very just like very real and interactive, and it feels like you're there in a way. And how you give back, you do like the, search the slab case for a card,
Yeah.
or whatever you do.
Whatever
Um,
I can figure out that
yeah,
day.
yeah, and stuff like that is just it's very cool to see.
Yeah.
And I've taken stuff like that, and I've definitely applied it to how I've ran videos and how I've done that. So I
Yeah.
think you guys mean a lot,
Yeah.
and
It's like building an experience for someone. Like, I think people like that when they come to your table and you like you give a free card or something, or you have like a little game that's going on. It like builds a fun experience, and it keeps them there and keeps them coming back. Like, and that's cool to have too, because that's it goes back to that brand. Like, what's gonna set you apart from someone else,
Mhm.
and I have the luxury to be able to give stuff away, so what's gonna set me apart? Maybe I just am the guy who gives
Mhm.
stuff away,
Yeah.
like I don't know, like that's a thing I'm trying to figure out, because I'm like you said, like I'm still trying to figure out what this Pokemon stuff is going to look like too. Like I don't know what the next 6 months is going to look like with it. I'm like slowly but surely figuring out what my brand's going to look like, what these videos are going to look like for the long term. Like, because it's a different thing for me too. I get more nervous doing stuff like this because or like on the Pokemon content, because I'm like, I don't I, it's out of your it's like different. It's not like the cooking videos or my old acting videos or anything like that. It's just different, and like, so I'm right there with you in discovering what this thing's gonna look like.
Mhm.
Because it could all be different, but I think the one thing I'm trying to figure out and going to figure out is like what's gonna be my set me apart type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And I think it is gonna do something with giving stuff away. I don't know what yet, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm 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 having some ideas.
Cool. No, that's
Yeah.
cool. And yeah, finding like your little niche, your little piece of the pie,
Yes.
is definitely something that's very important. And
Yep.
for me, how that is I want to be like something that I really set out to be, is because I come like from, like, before I did Pokemon, like I did some other like online stuff, like
Yep.
nothing like really ever took off like crazy, but like email marketing, like for
Mhm.
people, or like doing like some agencies type stuff.
Right.
And I took that from a lot of like, like internet people. And for me, it was like, how do I bring that level of, I don't want to say professionalism, but that level and that like energy of like, hey, let's get this, like, let's run it to like the best thing that we can be. Let's just do like, let's have a very, um, it's like a very nice operation. Not, I don't want to say like operation, but like it's presented well,
Yeah.
and feels like, wow, like this is something that I can actually like grow into,
Mhm.
like like I can do, and you don't have to, like, I started from zero doing this,
Yeah.
like
Like trying to scale it is kind of what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
like you want something that's scalable that you can do,
yeah,
you know, for a
and
long
then
time.
providing that for people.
Mhm.
So kind of blending this like internet like business stuff with like Pokemon, and it's just
Mhm.
fun. But yeah, and also the cool thing about it is like it's a card game. Like at the end of the day, like it's
It's a
just
card game, man. It's just a fun thing, and it's a big business now. Like, there's a lot of money in this Pokemon stuff now.
Mhm.
Like, way more than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
You know, you can see it with all like the sports cards investors and stuff coming into Pokemon now. They're
that's
seeing that it's like even my local game store, that which used to be mainly sports cards, has like a huge Pokemon section now.
mhm,
That's how big this like big Pokemon is like affecting
mhm.
the scale of everything now.
Yeah. I feel like for something that had to like plays a big part is like how like geek culture, I guess, or like nerd culture kind of blew up, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Um, and like you have like your more like traditional like sports cards people, your sports cards kids, your they play little league baseball and they have baseball card collections or whatever. But now I feel like how we are like as a not as a society, but like as people, there's people that like to watch anime, or they're I don't
Mhm.
know, whatever. There's like different types of people, and Pokemon is like kind of offers that, like an
Yeah.
alternative, I guess, in a way. Um, and you have a bigger audience. I think Pokemon is like one of the largest IPs in the world or something like that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
If not the big, I don't think it's the biggest. It might be the biggest. I have no idea. But it's um it's very much it caters to a wider audience, I guess,
Yeah.
as I would say.
Oh yeah.
And it's just there, and I am yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like it's done, and other card games too, because everything blows up if Pokemon. Obviously you have the big three, but now I see, Abe has a bunch of big Lorcana cards, and there's a bunch of Dragon Ball people here too,
I
and there's
know. Yeah.
just like all this crazy stuff, which is fun.
Have you
Now,
gotten have you got into much of like Lorcana or Dragon Ball Z or anything like that?
so I was about to talk about this.
Yeah.
Um, was so me and my brother, we come, like I said, like we come from like a competitive play background.
Yeah.
So Pokemon was primarily, and then now I'm doing a lot of TCG player stuff, which I like. TCG players and played another huge role in like just like scaling it. I'm scaling this. They So we had some Lorcana cards, nothing playable, like starter deck type stuff that we just were like slinging around, seeing like, okay, how does it work? We kind of figured out it wasn't really like for us, so I've listed all my Lorcana stuff on TCG Player, and what I was going to say is what my brother and I have gone into though is a lot of Magic, like Magic the
Hmm.
Gathering, like
Hmm.
Commander type stuff, and that's kind of something that we're branching into since there's not hard. I don't think I've ever seen like a Magic guy, and it's a big market. Like I don't think in the U.S. it's probably as big as Pokemon, but around the world, obviously not. Um, but that is kind of what we're dabbling in since we
Hmm.
haven't seen a big need for that. Yu-Gi-Oh! I have friends that play Yu-Gi-Oh! They need me to sell their cards here and there, so I'll sell it from. Um, and Dragon Ball I have not touched at all, or One Piece.
Yeah, I bought a little bit of Dragon Ball once, but yeah, it's very slow. So is Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty slow to kind of move to.
Sorry.
You're good.
Mom texting me. My bad.
You're good. No
So,
worries.
yeah, so that's the thing for us.
That's cool though. I mean, Magic is definitely. I actually, like you said, I have not seen a Magic vendor before. So like, that could be a niche.
Yeah.
People like it, and it's usually it's like cross too. Like they like Pokemon and they like Magic.
Mhm.
Like I think it goes hand in hand. So you could have some Magic at your table and be like, oh dang, like you got some Magic, cool. Let's pick that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing with Magic is, um, with Wizards of the Coast, who owns the company, they like Pokemon is like, people think like Pokemon is like money hype, like Pokemon. Oh, they're just printing this new set to make more money. Not Magic is like 20 times that. Like every Magic set is like just power creep, which power creep is just making it better than the last set, in terms of competitive play. So that's all Magic is literally just now. Obviously, it's based on some stuff like liking and hobby and stuff, but for a lot of competitive people, it's just a money pit.
Yeah.
And like you'll have a common card that's worth like $60,
Oh my gosh,
and
that's
like
crazy.
just because of how playable it is. And Pokemon, that same common card, let's say it's a common card in a competitive deck, is like a cent. So
Yeah, it
it's,
might be worth like $1 or $2, which is more
yeah,
than like 17 cents it's normally worth,
yeah. But that's the thing with Magic that we've found. Yeah, it's definitely cool. We're gonna look into it. There's a new set dropping that's like supposed to be super big. Um,
Well, what is it called?
Takir or Takir Dragon.
Okay. I thought there was like another one that's kind of with like a TV show or something again. Like, don't they go with like I know they had Lord of the
Yes,
Rings.
yeah, they have a bunch of collabs. You
Yeah, and
should
there's
all
another
see who
collab
they're.
they're doing soon.
Yeah,
I saw, but I can't remember what it was.
SpongeBob. They're doing a SpongeBob drop.
Oh, okay, that's funny.
Yeah, so that's another thing with Magic is they have a bunch of collabs, and that's just also to get money grabs. Um,
Oh yeah.
but it's definitely cool. I think, yeah, SpongeBob cars are going crazy. Um, so they've done that. They've done Fallout. They've done like Doctor
I
Who.
saw the follow, yeah.
They've done
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
What's Skyrim? Assassin's Creed, sorry.
They've done Assassin's Creed. They've done. They're doing more this year. I forgot what other ones.
Crazy would be a Pokemon collab.
Pokemon collab.
How nuts would that go?
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Aren't there like some? I think PokeRadar had it, where it's like printed. It's like a Magic Pokemon print, I think, or it's like a test print of Pikachu on a Magic card or something, or error print
Oh,
or
I've
something.
never seen it.
Yeah, but it was
That'd
like
be crazy.
it was weird, because it's like the Magic background with like the Pikachu like faintly on it.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
but yeah, it's super crazy, weird niche things, that go for houses.
Oh
Um,
my gosh, I know.
but
It's crazy.
yeah, so I'm gonna ask some more like Pokemon based questions.
Cool.
If
Yeah.
you're okay with that. But so you said you collect as a kid and all this stuff. What is like your favorite Pokemon that you've had, like, or favorite Pokemon
Oh, favorite Pokemon.
or Pokemons? You can, I know.
I mean, I really like Pikachu. That's like probably just like I got my kids a Pikachu doll or a little plush. I got a ton of Pikachus on my wall. I get this Pikachu right here from the
That's
celebration. This
the
is like
Max.
from Celebrations, the Celebrations Premium Collection. Um, yeah, I love Pikachu. I like my favorite card is probably like I don't know if you've seen that Deoxys card I have, but I have this lenticular Deoxys card. This is probably like my
Oh yeah, that's like the 3-1, right? It's like a 3-in-1
yeah. It
holo.
changes form. Like that's probably my favorite card. But I love Pikachu. I love Dragonite, and of course, Umbreon's like my favorite. Probably my second favorite, or right up there with that one, is the Karen's Umbreon. I don't know if you've seen that card
Mhm.
before.
Yes,
It's like
it's a Japanese. It's Japanese
it's a
exclusive.
Japanese exclusive from the Versus set. So
Yeah.
I've had so many of those at one point, and I sell them to get some other stuff, and like, dude, I have two still right now, but they're probably my
Yeah.
favorite card. Like,
Didn't you
yeah.
have was it I think it was Last Lighthouse, or you didn't invent Last Lighthouse, but the Last Lighthouse I saw you, and I think I saw in your Collecticon videos you have like the 9 Sembryons.
Oh,
That
you want
one.
to see them?
Yeah, sure.
I got my PJs on. Don't judge
Oh,
me.
you're all good. Don't worry about it. It's late. Yeah.
The nine.
Uh,
They are sequential up until the Master Ball.
yeah, obviously.
All PSA 10. I don't know
That's
why I did this to myself. I just thought this was like,
it's cool. It's a
this is
time
gonna be
piece.
cool.
That's also I like about your vending is you kind of do like show and tell also as well. Like while you're vending, like you bring your collection, but obviously not everything's for sale.
No.
Or you'll throw like an arbitrary price, like you said with the starter line.
Yeah.
But I like how
It's because I like it reminds me of when you were a kid and you used to go to Books a Million and you had your binder, but you didn't actually want to sell it. You just wanted to show it off,
Mhm.
like what's wrong with me? And sometimes people get a little upset, but like what's wrong with me bringing my
Yeah,
cool cards that I like to just
yeah,
show them off,
yeah,
like cuz I'm not like I honestly like do I like collecting a lot more than I like vending. The vending is more of just like, oh, it's like a social hobby, really fun for me.
mhm,
Because a lot of the times I'll pay full price for stuff and I'll sell stuff. Right. I don't know. I give good deals all the time. Like
mhm.
I don't know. It's more fun for me that way.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's cool. Which if you are doing Lighthouse this Saturday,
I am
um,
doing Lighthouse this Saturday.
afterwards, obviously you have plans. We're doing another win, and
Oh, nice.
it's show and tell based. So it's
Okay.
down in Antioch. I'll send you the poster
You
or the.
should. That would be awesome. I'm pretty sure I have to watch my kids, but if it's after like 3 o'clock, I might can do it.
It's 3 to 8.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
That
yeah.
that could be
Saturday's
cool,
gonna
man.
be
I
like
might can make
12.
that out then.
Yeah, Saturday's gonna be like 12 hours for me, which will be fun.
Okay. That
Um,
that's gonna be a long day. Wait,
that's
what's your favorite card?
my favorite card. I like the tag teams a lot. I haven't really so since I've like been scaling and I'm trying to grow it. I haven't really had time to like sit down and do
Yeah.
a like PC build yet. But I like a lot, like I said, like those EXs, like that Blastoise is definitely a top one. I like the e-reader stuff, and I love
Love the
tag
ears.
teams. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's right here. Bam. I love this card right here. This is one of my grails that I want.
Wait. Dude, if I have that, I might can hook you up.
All right, I'd
That's a
be.
really cool. I've not seen that one. Wait, let me check, dude. I know we're just kind of freeballing right now, but let me see
You're
if
good.
I might actually have that. If you like e-readers, I like e-readers too, dude.
Oh,
I
nice.
love like these are all from like Skyridge and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
love the e-readers. I've been collecting. I collected those from like a while back. Let me see if I got. Where's it at? Here it is. If I have this card, dude, you got to get it.
I
Sorry,
mean,
refer.
we're trying. My brother and I like a goal for us is to have all those Black Becketts,
Oh my
like
gosh, that would be nutty.
all the like tag team like stuff. Um,
Wait, I thought I had it somewhere. I will find this card. It's somewhere in this binder
oh,
because I feel like that. I feel like I've had that one before. So you like the No, that's not it. Dude, we'll find it. I'll find it and we'll get it hooked up.
yeah, this sounds awesome. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the tag teams because that's where my brother and I. That's where we started.
Yeah, the
Like
tech
we
like
we started back into it was well we started like XY Steam Siege, took a break like Sun and Moon, like early Sun and Moon, got back into it like Unified Minds and Cosmic Eclipse,
yeah.
and then ever since then we've been in these ones.
Dude, Cosmic Eclipse is one of the coolest sets.
I tried to
Like
master set it like back in the day, but I was like
it's
12 and
it's so expensive
had
now. I'm a big full art trainer guy, and I tried to get that Rosa PSA 10 so many times. I cannot get that thing in a 10. Like it always nines or PSA give me a random 7. But
yeah.
Cosmic Eclipse is one of those cool sets where they have a lot of really cool and like pretty affordable arts. I don't know if you've seen them, like the Magnemite from that set where it's like has Lieutenant Surge and he's like kind of like doing some of the Magnemite. They have like so many really cool arts in that set.
Yeah. No, I love Cosmic Eclipse. Um, but that was that, and my brother and I actually right now we're doing our first like submission, PSA submission with Abe. It's like only like 4 cards, but let's see here if I can find this. Not this one. Sableye. Is it this one? Bam. We have this guy. We're hoping it tens. It's like a coin flip. But we have this guy right here being sent.
That would
And
be a good
we
10.
we love this card. He bought it when is it at 230? That's crazy if it is. He bought that at like $5 when Cosmic Eclipse first came out.
That's crazy.
And we've just kept it. He sleeved it up, kept it in his binder for I don't know how many years now, and we're sending it to PSA. And if it tens, it's like I think it's like an $800 slab or something.
Oh, it is. Because I sent that exact card into Tag.
Oh, okay.
Dude, doubt it's going to get a 10 because Tag is so stiff, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They like, I don't know. I sent that one in that, the Blastoise Piplup.
I love that one.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
I bought that at a tournament because I brought a starter deck to a tournament and I wanted to make my deck good, so I bought that one card and it was trash. But but yeah, that's a cool card. So you said Tag. What do you think about Tag? How many are you like starting to do it or like
I said at my first submission I sent 4 cards in just to see what I would get. I got 110 and 2 nines and a 7, which the the 7 was a base set Charizard, and it's 7 at PSA, and then it's 7 at Tag as well. The other ones were just raw, but I thought they were the cleanest things. They got 9. It was the only things that were wrong with them was centering. Was their parameters are 46-54. It was like 44. Like it was just right under the parameter it needed to be.
Yeah, cool. I asked because I like early one of the bigger guys I had. I didn't have the owner, but I had his name is Jesse Peng. I had him on the podcast, and he was like he's one of like the investors in Tag, and he very like he loves it, and obviously because
the slabs are sick. Have you actually seen the slabs?
Yeah, I held my first one at Last Lighthouse. It was the Eevee. It was like the Pokemon Center Eevee from Christmas. And I saw it, I was like, yeah, these are beautiful.
No, the slabs are really pretty and they feel really good in your hand. Like same with like pristine, like I like CGC pristine slabs. When I hold those, they kind of feel a little bit like that too. Like not that the pristine changes anything, but I would never buy anything but like CGC pristine. But yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, that's for me that is I've only done PSA because it's just what turns it.
It does the best. I have a big submission coming back from Tag. I'll let you know how it goes.
All right.
Like if they move. Like
that, and I know they're easy eBay movers. I know that because they've been doing well on eBay. So I know that is obviously if you're trying to make money with them, that's something that you could do.
Yeah. eBay's tough though, dude. Them 13% fees.
That's why I went to TCGPlayer because it's 2% fees and it's great.
Dang, that's crazy. That's actually really good.
Yeah,
you can sell graded stuff on there.
No, I don't sell graded on. So everything 15 under raw goes on TCG, or 20 under depending on the card.
Okay.
And I put that in, and pretty much it's basic policy for everyone. Like, and it's accepted by everyone at like who buys from TCGPlayer, if your order is not over like $30, you don't get tracking. Like you can just ship it normally, and it really helps because that's just how
Yeah, like
it's.
put it in an envelope, you
Yeah,
mean?
like plain white envelope, one stamp, boom, you're done.
Hmm.
Like it's
Yeah, because
very.
it's like $4 or $5 if you do
Mhm.
tracking.
Yeah. So I only do tracking. Like I sold like a $40 Yu-Gi-Oh card for a friend. I put tracking on that, obviously,
Yeah.
just to be safe. I don't want to get scammed or whatever. Um, but yeah, we it's getting a little long, but I just gonna ask one more, since you have obviously you're a big collector, all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
What is like the craziest? Obviously, you did that crazy rocket purchase,
Yeah.
um, and you've had the trio, um, which is a grail by a lot of people, by the way. So that's really
Oh
cool.
yeah, that was big cards for me. They weren't my favorite looking cards, but they were like they were grails. Like they were cool.
Yeah. Besides all that, like, what is like the craziest card that like that you've had, or you've acquired or still have? Um,
Hmm. I mean, there's probably three, and they're sitting right in front of me. But this one is like probably one of the biggest that I just traded for recently, and it's from Team Rocket, but it's the reverse stamp Dragonite. Like you don't see these go for sale like at all. And
mhm.
I had someone I met at Collecticon that reached out to me, and we were talking, and he's a really nice guy. And then we just kind of worked up a trade, and it worked out. Like luckily, I was in the money on a lot of my cards where I could be like, okay, this doesn't feel as bad, even though it's like you're giving a lot of value away. But like all right, let's do it. That one, and of course the like play promo Flareon. This is a
Oh,
crazy
sick,
card.
sick. You
And
picked
then
that up
that,
last Collecticon, right?
yeah,
Was
I
it
got
both?
that I traded at last Collecticon. Yeah. And then the Deoxys, dude, it's only like the Dragonites pop 50, the Flareon's like pop 55, and then the Deoxys is less than 30
That's cool.
in a PSA 10. So it's like those are probably the craziest cards I have. And then I got all the ponchos and everything and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but
Yeah.
those are probably the three biggest.
No, that's
Yeah,
super
they're
cool.
really
I yeah, I that's really cool, and the really cool cards. I said that a lot. I'm
cool.
trying to think. So you did Collecticon. How was that experience? Like obviously going from Lighthouse to Collecticon.
I know. It was, I mean, it was a totally different experience. It was so fun though. I want like we have like a little situation with my kid right now, so we haven't been able to go, but as soon as I can go again, I'm going to. It's like you meet so many cool people. You can like stuff just sells. Like make sure to bring a bunch of stuff because people will show up. We were in like the pit of Collecticon. Like it was dark. Like we had to I was carrying around a light so people could see my cards, and we still sold like so much product then, and I got so many cool cards that week too. Like when you go to CollectCon, you see stuff that you've never seen before, and
Mhm.
that's one of the coolest things. And so many great people, like
Yeah,
there's so many cool people there. Like yeah, I don't know, it's worth it if you can go. I'd
that's the
go.
goal. I'm trying to vend at the next Atlanta.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
that's
that'd be
that's
really cool.
that's the big goal for this year.
Yeah,
Vending goal, obviously,
yeah.
um, but to vend at the next Atlanta, which hopefully I'm on track to get there this weekend. My goal is, I don't know if I can, but probably trade into like my first like $500 plus slab.
Okay.
Because I've been starting to build up stuff from TCGPlayer and just online sales and all that stuff. But that's the goal. Probably get into something. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it'll be fun.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, speaking about like low pop stuff, I obviously you saw the Rumble, right? The PSA 1 Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was crazy. It was like pop three. That thing sold in like 20 minutes. Like
Oh, the
someone,
Rumble. The Rumble cards are really cool. Like it's like a 9 card set, right? Like
I think so.
I'm pretty
Um,
sure it is. It's like I don't know how many cards it is exactly, but it's a set, and the Rumble set is really cool.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Um, my last question before closing thoughts. is obviously because you've done a bunch of content creation. You've been able to scale not only Pokemon, but other just like normal content creation stuff.
Mm,
What is like your biggest piece of advice for people that want to start or scale their content creation?
right. I think the biggest thing with making content, and my wife even tells me this because I've been like having trouble with my Pokemon stuff, because it's a different thing. It's all about continuing to make videos and being consistent. Like the reason why I made my Facebook so big and all that stuff is I said to myself that I was going to make a video every single day, and I did it for 3 years straight. And that was the only way I was able to like build it like it is now. And like with Pokemon, I haven't been doing that, but like I think that's the biggest piece that is a game changer is like continue to put out content as much as you can. Like of course, like you don't got to go all out like I did and try to make 7 videos a week. You don't have to do that. Make something that's manageable for you, but like just do stuff, make content. If it's crappy, it's crappy. You're gonna make crappy content. Like even my Pokemon videos, some of them are just straight crap. You know what I mean? Like, but you got to just do it. Like you got to get the funk out. And like some stuff is just like some stuff you're not going to be good at something automatically. Like if you think that, you're never going to start. And I think the best piece of advice is to just get out there like you're doing and just make stuff.
Yeah.
Like who cares if it's crappy? Like anyone that's complaining about your content being crappy is someone that's just sitting there not doing anything with their life and they're mad about it, because they don't have the balls to get up there and do something. I think that's the biggest thing. Just get out there and just do it, man. Just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the thing that's helped me. And Deep Pocket Monster said like it has to be cringe before they binge or something like that. Like he made some.
oh, dude, it is like I look back at some of my old videos from my other type of content. They are cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cringe.
It's true. And yeah, being consistent, that's what kind of led me to do this. Like I do, it's just like being, trying to become a Pokemon millionaire at 16, because that's like a goal for me. And it's fun.
Yeah,
I'll hop off the podcast and I'll make my reel for the day, 10 o'clock or whatever it is.
yeah.
Um, but that's just being consistent is very, very awesome and very key to success on these types of.
Oh, yes. I mean, with anything, but with content specifically, like you have to make stuff. Like, plus, then you have those day ones that have stuck through without, and they've been watching you and like right alongside you. And how
They're
good
like,
does that feel? Too. Like,
yeah, that's true. I have last quick story. A friend of mine, he's been a day one. I have like 4 people that are like have been day one since like literally the beginning, and they've liked every single reel, every single story, every single put, like just everything. And now that we're starting these conventions with Abe, with Grails and Glory, I've we need like food trucks and stuff like that, to provide food for people, since it's around lunchtime. And his dad owns a food truck, and I told, like, he was at the soccer game today, and I told his dad, I was like, hey, I want you to vend at this event. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. I want you guys to be like a permanent like food truck person that we have. And they're like, oh wow, thank you so much, like like crazy.
yeah,
And it's just like now I've been able to use my platform that he helped build, pretty much through being so consistent. I'm able to like give back to him and be like, hey, I want you guys here. I need
yeah.
you guys to sell some great Burmese food, which is what they do, and it's great. It helps to give back and all that type of stuff. But
Well, yeah, you're giving back to him and like giving him business. Like that's a big deal. You're doing something, and you're young, dude. You're crushing it. Like,
thanks. Appreciate,
keep believing in yourself and keep doing this thing. It's gonna be great.
appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Um, yeah. So that's what. If you have any, do you have any closing thoughts before we can end? Or
Hmm. I don't know. I don't think so. Just keep doing it, dude. Like, don't stop. It gets hard, and then you just keep pushing.
yeah,
Like, I think having low expectations is like probably one of the best things that you can do right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. I think it's heard it was like 80% of the time you think you're failing, think like 20% of the time you think you're treading water, 5% of the time you think something else, and it's like 1% of the time you think you're winning. And it's
Yeah.
like trying just to hold on to that 1% every time is
Oh,
really
yeah. Well, when you look back, like in thinking in retrospect, you can see that you are doing like you are doing like a lot of cool stuff, like, and you're doing well. Like I look back at my life and I'm like, dang, I've really grown something. And like you can latch onto that whenever you're like beating yourself up for not hitting this goal, but you're like, dang, I actually did do something.
Mhm.
Like you're doing right now, you're doing something. That's something you can latch on and look back on,
Yeah,
you know.
cool. Well, where can people find you, Charles?
Hobby Heroes Official. That's my Pokemon. We're latching onto that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming on. I know it's late and you have kids and all that type of stuff, so I
Very
appreciate you
good.
taking your time for this. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your day, guys. This will be going out Friday, so tomorrow. And we will have vendor POVs on this weekend. Hopefully, Charles, I hope to see your vendor
Oh,
POV for
I'll
life.
be up there.
This is my first GoPro event, so I'll have an actual not iPhone, so I can
There you
actually
go.
record the whole event without my phone getting eaten up with storage. But yep, make sure to come out to Win Boba Tea on my phone is dead. March the 29th, I
Yep.
believe. Right. And that's it. So thank you guys. This has been the 18th episode of the PokéSells Official Podcast. Thank you, Charles, for coming on. I'll catch you
Of
guys.
course.
See
See
you.
ya.